Welcome back to the workshop, everybody. Got this machine in today, which is a New Home 508. Quite an old machine. I've done it a few times before this one. A regular customer. Thank you very much for keep coming back to me. She's reporting that the stitch length's not right. It's very stiff, as I can feel. Just needs a bit of a service, I think. So I'll strip it down, take the bobbin case out. That's probably what was holding it back, because it was in the wrong place. Clearer now. Take the presser foot off. Pretty fluffy, it's been well used. When did I service it last? 2020, so it's 4 years ago. There's quite a bit of fluff in the feed dog, which probably was affecting the stitch length. I'll blow that out. Quite a lot of fluff underneath. So everything seems to be moving as it should. Needles in the right way round. Stitch length dial is moving the feed dog. Reverse is working. What I'm going to do is put the plate on. I'll put the foot on. Just going to run a bit of fabric through it just to watch that it is doing the correct stitch length. I don't need to thread it up, I can just watch the fabric go through, and I can adjust it to see if it's changing. So we'll have it on the low one, which should be stand still. Up slightly to get the foot to move. It's moving through ever so slowly. That's faster, that's faster, and that's faster. So the actual feed dog is doing everything it should be doing. It's up above the plate nicely. That's dropped it down to take it below the plate. So yeah, everything's in operation. I think it was just the fluff in the feed dog. Wasn't letting the teeth come up high enough, so you couldn't get a good stitch length on it. We'll just take the top off. I think this is just going to need a good clean, a good oil, new needle, reset the tensions, and this one will be good to go. First one of the day, so it's nice to have a simple one. Get my brain to work too much. Nice machines these, they're as solid as a rock, heavy as you like. Actually made in Japan. New Home's an American company, or was an American company. They used to design them in the States, make them in Japan. But a well engineered machine. Got a little cam here for putting gears on. I don't know if the lady left me any gears in here. Let's have a look. Loads of little bits in here. Oh, there's a bit we need. Shouldn't be in there. Maybe different feet. Everyday feet. No discs though. It would be nice to have had a disc or two to try the embroidery then, but not to worry. This red thing here, not in the machine, but it's quite important. It goes into the feed race, into the hook race, and the hook goes here, This goes opposite it, and what this does is it cleans, it scrapes the race and keeps all the fluff out, so it runs smoother. So obviously that's been left out at some point. Some machines don't have them at all, but if it's got them, I'll put it in. Turn that upside down. Give it a run. We'll set it to zigzag, and you can watch the mechanism go left and right. But as the needle goes left and right, this goes left and right, just to keep the timing going. That's the instruction book. Snowing fluff. This has been well used, this machine, which is nice. I like when they're used. Rid of all the fluff, all in one go. It goes all over the workshop, but that's why I'm in a workshop. And we'll start to oil it. Oil all the metal parts that are rubbed together, the bearings, just the joints themselves, everything that turns. Oiling, keeps it nice and smooth. Sorry about the compressor, that's where we get our air from. This here is the zigzag mechanism here. Lovely. Running really smoothly, this machine. I think it was just the hook that was stuck, which was making it tight. Blow some fluff out of here. This has had a new motor and foot control fitted to it. It's not the original. I might have done that myself. It's been to me a few times. Not too much oil this end, as I always say. Don't want to get it on the fabric. This here, I can take that off just to get some around the presser bar, so they can seize up if they're not oiled. It's nice and loose. This is the magic bit that gives you the pressure. There's a spring around the bar, and this pushes down onto the spring. So we screw this all the way in till it stops. And then on here you've got the numbers for the pressure, so you push it all the way down for high pressure, and just down a little bit if you're doing silks and things, so you don't get too much holding down. The spring's a bit worn on this, so you probably have to have it at a higher number than normal. It's not surprising it's worn. It's an old machine, this. Don't know the exact age. It's probably a 1970s machine. Still going strong. So there's some oil there. This is good actually, because you can actually see here what I'm oiling. Normally when I'm doing the top you can't. A few oiling holes here, there's just one here. Otherwise we're trying to get a bit of oil into each joint. Everything that's going to move. If you're not sure what move, just run it. And watch all the bits turn and the bits that stand still. You want to get some oil between the bits that don't move and the bits that move. Very fine machine oil, don't use 3-in-1. I know on the tin it says it's for sewing machines, but it really isn't. It's probably the worst thing, apart from cooking oil, you can put on a machine. That runs really nice. I like this machine. The only downside of this machine is the weight. So heavy. This here is the feed dog lifter mechanism, so we'll get some in there because they do seize if they're not used. Just work some oil into it. Just work off these little plungers here, push this back and forwards. Don't want any of this seizing up, because once it's seized, sometimes you have to hit them to unseize them just around here, and this is really soft gunmetal. If you do this screw up too tight and it'll split. That's how soft it is. So just work some oil into that. Because this moves back and forward, you want to make sure you get some into this part here. As it seize up, and another bit on the actual hook drive itself. Very quiet machine. It'll be a bit noisier once the hook's in. We'll flip that back over. Just going to have a look at the end now. I'm going to loosen off this clutch wheel. That's enough for it to turn. Take all this off. A drop of oil on the shaft. The hole there as well to get some more on the shaft. Push it back. Has been well oiled before, as I say, I've done it a few times. Let's get that black mark off of there. And then we want a little bit of oil on the bobbin winder. Not too much, because we don't want to get it on the rubber ring. This one drop will be enough. It will just through this hole here. Soak up any excess so it doesn't get on the rubber. Lovely. This clutch is working perfectly. There's the machine. It actually rubs against the belt and not the wheel on this one. This is what makes it a little bit jumpy, because it's not a smooth belt. But the belt's good, so we'll leave that alone. It's the right tension. The machine's running fast. There's no stiffness about it at all, so that's all good. I'll tighten that up. That's all good. Right, sometimes I'll strip these tension units down, but it is working correctly. Probably do with moving the reference number dot around. There was a little dot on these. Find my screwdriver that's vanished. So this is a screw that holds it all together. I'm just going to take the screw out. I'm not going to adjust the tension number. I'm going to leave it on 1, but I'm just going to turn that a fraction to get it to the top. Just like that. put this back on. It's purely to get the dot at the top. I've done that before. I wouldn't normally take it off as long as it's clean. If I can't set it up sewing properly with the number it's on, I shall obviously then change it. But this goes all the way up to, actually it's going up to 9 and carrying on, so I think we're going to have to tighten something on that tension, I think. So that's loose, so I'm glad I did that, because then we can undo the screw on the side, which should just pop the tension out, which you did. Let's see why that's turning. So I'm guessing we'll get that back up the top. Back in there. That screw's working. That spring's working good. I'm just going to make sure this is extra tight, this screw on the side. I think it might have been a little bit loose. Find a screwdriver with a bigger. Where is it now? Let's try this one. See if that fits. Yeah, I can tighten it up really tight with that one. That should stop that turning. No, it's still turning, so there's something wrong there somewhere. So what I'm going to do, strip it down. That's what it's here for, get it right. So let's do it right. I'm going to take that screw out there, that off of there. Now, something's happened in here where that's turning. It's strange. I think there should be another washer on here, which there isn't. There's actually nothing to stop that turning. Any of these. Oh well, while it's apart, let's clean it anyway. Double check that that's all clean. Yeah, it's clean as a whistle anyway. Let's put that back together, just in there. Here's your tension release. So when you lift this up, it pushes it forward. That's all working good. Followed by the spring. Followed by that spring there. So this is the bit that forms the tension. I'm going to make it. I'm going to guess at it first. You can't actually put this on. Yeah, that does go on there. Shouldn't really turn. Okay, so I'm going to not put this on now until the sewing's done, so I can check the stitch, because we need to set this tension. So that'll be fine. That'll all be good. Okay. So that's the top oiled. Let's check I haven't missed anything. Yep, I have. There's a gear down here. Just going to put some oil on. Just there and there. And there. Drop down this hole here. I like to work the oiling, not too much. That's good. Right, next thing to do, put the lid on. Lid on top of there. It does have oiling holes here, 3 of them, for the customer to oil themselves, but it's a bit hit and miss depending on where the position of the needle is, whether it gets in the right places. And 2 screws there. It's all good. Take the needle out. Put new needle in. I will have a quick look at the timing when I put the hook in, but it's very rare the timing goes out on these, and if it does, the only place it can go out really is the needle height. Very unlikely that's gone out. It's not in for missing stitches, so I'm guessing the timing's fine, but I'll have a quick look. That's there. Check the hook for damage. There was a little bit of damage actually on the hook. A lot of fluff in it. Yep, it's been nicked. Needle's caught that at some point, put a little nick on it. I'm just filing that down. Not too much, just enough to take the little nick out of it. Any machine with these oscillating hooks can be prone to damage by the needle, normally caused by when people sew, they pull the fabric rather than let the machine feed it through, and as they pull it and the needle's down, you can just nick this hook. It has to be close to it to catch a stitch, and if it gets any closer it will hit it. That's good. That's fixed now. It was just there, the little nick, and now I've smoothened it out again. So we take the machine back. I'm just going to clean up the raceway for the hook, which is over here. Really clean. A little bit of fluff there. You can see I got that out. That little red thing I'm going to put back in will stop that happening as it scrapes away as it sews, and stops anything forming. So I've put a drop of oil on where the hook sits, not too much. Put that into place, and now I'm just going to take it down. I can watch the eye of the needle and the hook timing, which is spot on, so that's good. We'll put this opposite the hook. This is the cleaning part. I don't know what they call it. It's probably a fancy name for it. Pop that in there. Close it up. Done, running nicely. Everything's moving as it should. Feed dog are going lovely, nice and clean now, no fluff. Check for damage on the plate. It's been hit a few times, but it hasn't done any damage. I think I probably filed that down last time. Now, this is the bobbin case. There's a bobbin. Hopefully it's got another bobbin in here, because I'm about to wind a bobbin. Nope, no spare bobbins, so what we'll do, is just take some off of this. just do it a bit easier on this. Take some thread off. I could use the blue, but the fabric I'm sewing on is blue. We won't be able to see the stitches. So put that on there. Use some white. So this machine threads up to wind the bobbin. That one there. Through that slot there. Through that slot there. Down the bottom there's a little thread guide. Down there. Up over the top. Let's take this off to do it. Over the top of there. Push it on there. Disengage that. I'll keep my finger on there just to keep the tension going. Doesn't fly off. That's good. I'll just pop this instruction book back underneath before I forget. That's it. So I'm just going to clean underneath the bobbin case. Under this spring here, just check there's no fluff caught anywhere, which there isn't. Drop the bobbin in the case underneath the spring, let it hang and pull. That's set perfectly. I shake it and it drops. If I don't shake it, it hangs on its own weight. So that's a good bottom tension. To thread the machine, make sure the foot comes up to release the tension discs. Make sure it goes between the tension discs all the way around. Tighten that up. Through the take-up lever, through the one guide, two guide, three guides, and then this threads from left to right. Put the presser foot back on. Finger tight for that. Okay, so the needle's threaded, take it down, up and pull. It pulls the bottom thread up. That's all good. A bit of fabric. Let's see. Blue, so we've never seen that blue thread. Right, I'm just going to pull this down now. I've put the foot down, I'm going to pull this down. That's too loose, so I'm going to tighten this up. That's it. Has to be a lot tighter than the bottom. That one, so we've got have it on stitch length 2, straight stitch. And then put it onto 3, onto 4, all the way up, reverse, that's working. Okay, so we've got little stitch, medium stitch and long stitch, lovely both sides. Next thing to do, a nice long zigzag. Okay, that's a nice V both sides. Happy with that. I'm just going to release the tension of fraction on top. It'll give me a better top stitch. And now we'll do a smaller zigzag, shorter stitch, a little bit wider. It runs really nice, this machine. Does all the different stitch lengths as well, which is what the lady was worried about, because it would only so long, and that's purely because of the fluff in the teeth, the feed dog teeth. Just wasn't letting the feed dog come up above the plate. It's probably knocking the plate up and down. So now we'll do a nice short stitch. Right, and that is it. And we've got, I'll show you now close to the camera. So there's all the stitches. There's the short straight stitch up to the long straight stitch. Then you've got a short zigzag, long zigzag. So the length of stitch is lovely. Fancy pattern here just by doing a straight, very short stitch and moving the zigzag as you sew. And that is lovely. So what we're going to do now, just going to put back together this tension. So we're going to set it at 5, which is midway. Which is there. We're going to set this up here. Customer shouldn't really need to move this. Once it's set, it's set. Unless she's doing something really fine. That's it. That's set to 5. This moves. It's quite tight, but I want it tight. I don't want it loose because it can turn. I can loosen that screw off a fraction just to make it easier for the customer. That's it. Not loose enough that it will move under the vibration of the machine. Not tight enough you can't turn it. So that is it. So we'll take the thread off. We'll give it a clean. Yeah, I've checked the electrics, they're fine. It's got the right fuse in there. I think it's the motor I put on anyway a few years back. That's it, we'll give it a polish up, put another sticker on it saying when it's due next. It's a bit overdue, this one. It's actually due in December 21 for its next service. It's now December 24. So it's 3 years overdue. That's it. If you enjoyed watching, please like, please subscribe if you want to watch some more. I try to post 1 or 2 a week. It's been a bit slow posting lately because I've been so busy with the run up to Christmas. But we're back on track now, so I should get this one downloaded as soon as I get time. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you on my next video.